Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So let's start off with this whole Megan plan as far as Kristen and Dimitri. She wants those two to get married, and when I heard that, I was like, what? First of all, I'm like, yo, listen, I get it, y'all two aren't blood, but that's still just gross and creepy. And she kept niggas saying, "Oh well, if this way we keep it in the family, this, that, and the third." I was like, bro, no, no sentence after keep it in the family has ever been good. Now, the reason why she says that she wants him to get married is because he's 39. He's going to be inheriting some money, but he can only do it once he turns, before he turns 40. And apparently, he has other siblings and stuff like that. So it's like, if he doesn't get the money, it's going to go to somebody else. And Megan wants a suitable person that's going to be that's going to be with him and not some sort of gold digger or anything like that. And she kept bringing up, oh, come on, Kristen, it wasn't that long ago that you married with Tony or Andre, one of those two, um for whatever nefarious purpose that Stefano had. But she was like, yo, listen, that was a long time, and I'm really trying to put that behind me. But this chick just goes on and on and on and on and on about it, and it just grosses me out. And finally, there was like, "Yo, listen, we not doing that." Plus, Kristen was like, "Yo, listen, I got a custody battle. I'm not trying to come in there with my nephew on my arm. Like, that's just weird. It's weird." Now, of course, Gwen came in because Gwen was asking Leo to do a story on him, and since he didn't want to do the story, well, since he was all afraid of Colin, she was like, "All right, you can do the story on Dimitri." But he turns it down because he's all afraid and everything like that. And so she was like, all right, you know what? Screw it. I'll do it myself. So she gets to the house, and that's when, Megan looks at her like, oh, okay, I guess you may do. You know? Um, that's what I'm assuming at this point because I was like, I don't know in what universe do you honestly think that you're just going to put those two together and, like, I mean, come on. When I look at this show, when I first started watching the show, I kept thinking to myself, well, who's not related at this point, right? Like, I mean, it's like if you're dating anybody in Salem, it's like you may wind up dating your cousin or your second cousin or your third cousin. I mean, the families are so intertwined. I've never out of the four shows, or hell, even when I used to watch One Life to Live, they weren't even as entangled as Days. Days is like this twisted knot, you know. So you got that going on. You got Chloe that had to date from hell dealing with Gwen putting her in a damn broom closet, and she was like, "I quit." But Xander and his charm, like, I think you should not let her win. She's acting like a bully, and the only way to sit there and face a bully is to sit there and stand up to him. And she talked about how she's been standing up to bullies all her life and stuff. And I've seen clips, thanks to Shakira, of her just going through it in high school. Them calling her "Ghoul Girl." I'm like, really? Um. Anyway, they thought that, well, she decides to stay, stick it out. They have some dinner, and next thing you know, Xander's not there kissing on Chloe. So you got that going on. And I know at some point Sarah's gonna come back, which is just a piece of work. Which I don't like the character. I'm not a fan of the actress. I'm not a fan of the actress. Here's the thing. It's nothing personal so much against her. Like, I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm just like, if you're gonna stay, stay. If you're gonna leave, leave. I know Ron doesn't generally like to recast, and I get that, but this isn't the first time that she left, and like Victoria, just to coming and going and coming and going and coming and going. It's like, I'm not a fan of that. So you got that going on. And, well, so here's the thing. Like Friday's episode, um, Nicole's all like, "Oh, I need you to keep it together. I need you to sit there," because they start arguing and stuff like that. It's like, "No, I can't take this fighting," and blah 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 blah. I was like, "Bro, you too old for this, okay? If you would have told the truth in the first place, there would have been no need for this whining and this insipid speech. So spare me." Anyway, Kayla came in with some news as far as Abe. Abe is missing, but they do end up opening the test, and it turned out that it was well, initially it turned out it was AJ's, right? But you see towards the end of the episode that Eric, well, Sloane did a cheek swab or whatever. She started to, but then she did a little bit on hers, but then she also swabbed her mouth as well. And I'm just like, well, you doing all this for, man? You doing all this for? Listen, I don't think there's enough joystick in the world. I don't understand that. I was like, you doing this all this for, man? Like, really? All this for, man? Come on. No. No, this is sad. Now Sloane did run into Jada, and with a search warrant or whatever, they go back and forth, and Sloane's like, you do realize this is conflict of interest. Also tells her that Eric may be having a baby, and she has that look of like she's like frozen or whatever, like she just has a look, and I'm just like, why do you care? Like, why did it look like that shook you to the core? You practically treated him like trash afterwards, so it's like, why do you care if he's having a baby with somebody else or not? Like, that ship has sailed. No. Plus, I wasn't a fan of the way that Jada treated Eric. As much as I like Jada, there was a point where it was like, this chick is starting to like get on my nerves. So you got that going on, and I guess Gwen. Oh, also Xander said he was going to be there at the office to really kind of help her out and stuff. Just wish she doesn't get stuck in a broom closet. I'm like, Gwen, too bad, because she was looking for somebody. I'm like, you wouldn't have probably actually looked for someone if you didn't treat the last person like crap. I get it, he didn't like you, and you could have sat him down and actually had a good meeting with him, but instead you decided to berate him in front of everyone else. So the person left because, well, you treat him like crap. So that's what's going to wind up happening. I think that's about it. Kind of, kind of ran out of paper, so I have to go to the store to get some new paper. So I think that's actually it on the. But I feel like there's more because I only had a certain amount of paper to sit there and write as much notes as I could. But I think that's about it. Also, I know I'm doing this on my phone. The views are all kind of weird, but I'm charging my laptop so this way I can go live tonight. And it's just going to be more of a pushback if I did the review and then tried to, charge and everything. So this was kind of the best of the two options. Because I wasn't too sure if I was going to be able to do a review. I was like, I really want to sit there and talk about this episode. So anyway, if I missed anything, which I'm pretty sure I did, come to the live stream tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're me Smith here talking about all of them: Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, Young and Restless, and Bold and the Beautiful. And for some odd reason, I keep Smith there thinking that I'm missing something. I'm like, no, bro, there's only 4 soap operas. You didn't miss anything. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.